Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Hollywood Dish, the show where we dish all things Hollywood. I'm Rebecca North.
And I'm Nicole Rovine.
And Nicole, you're back. We do have a guest today, but before that, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling a little better. I don't think I am ill anymore. I got very sick. I think I had the flu or something. It wasn't COVID, but I had a really high fever. And it just lasted for a while. Yeah, it was bad. And I don't get sick very often. I have this like superiority complex about it, and it's very obnoxious. Same. Yeah, it's a thing. It's like a bad trait that I have. But whatever. So I was so sick and I hated it because I'm usually like, annoying about it. But I'm a little better. I think I think I just haven't been contagious for a while, but I think I'm just feeling sluggish. But that's okay. I'm trying to like take care of myself and get into better habits that I'd want to do anyways, just to feel like less ill. But I'm excited to be back. I haven't been on Hollywood Dish in like a minute. So I'm very happy to be back. Rebecca, how are you? And then we will introduce our guest. She's if you're on
she's
YouTube,
chiming in.
We always do. She's introducing herself a little bit, but on YouTube, everybody you see who she is, and we'll keep her a secret for another minute. But you could probably pick up on who she is based on her voice. So Rebecca, how are you?
I'm good. Can't complain. Seattle is gorgeous this week, so that just making like I'm like itching to like be outside, but then also I work indoors, so that's been a struggle. But I was actually great today. I drove home from work and it was gorgeous, and then I come on here so excited to do Hollywood Dish, and then Nicole hits me with something that I didn't know about her, and she says GIF instead of GIF. Like for like the animated image, like not peanut butter, like the animated image.
I could not.
I was shocked.
I think we should introduce our guest because she's having a visceral reaction. Let's just break our rules. Let's introduce our guest, and then she can roast me too. I like the attention. That's why I want to introduce you. Okay, so you definitely know our guest if you've been around the SNL Network. She is a podcast host in her own right. She'll tell us all about that as well. She's on all of our different shows. You've seen her all over. She's a writer. She's an all-around beautiful person. She may or may not have told me not to say that. But here we are. Amanda Mitchell, welcome to Hollywood Dish.
Hello. Oh my goodness. I'm glad. I'm happy to be here, guys. I'm thrilled.
We're happy to have you here.
What a good way to spend a Thursday in a hotel room.
Yes, so you're on a staycation.
With my boxed waters.
Oh, those are beautiful.
I thought you were going to say boxed wine. Water. I was like, go off.
I did too, but I love boxed water. And they really had a moment in like 2014, and I think I want you to bring them back into more of like the public consciousness.
I do question them though.
Yeah.
How did they not get soggy? How do they not get soggy?
That is mysterious.
How do orange juice boxes work, babes?
I don't know. Now I'm going to look it up.
And that's acidic. It's orange juice. So how does that not really
Okay, points are being made. Are
like you Googling how are orange juice?
She definitely is. Is it like a gloss on the inside?
If you've ever listened to Hollywood Dish, I Google throughout the entire time. So because I'm always inquisitive.
Our little Virgo.
I'm taking my
I'm just like typing.
No, it's
Wow. So it turns out that's not a popular question.
Amanda is putting her ring light into her boxed water. For anyone who's not watching,
took it out so I could.
This is important work.
No, it's the same white on the inside that it is on the outside.
Wait, no one's Googled this ever before me. Because nothing's coming up.
Okay, then truly. I'm gonna tell my editors and be like, we have to write that. It's an SEO question.
This would be an amazing
SEO hole.
You'd be the top of the whole thing because nobody's doing it. You will own that SEO.
Oh, also the specific Google I've said is how do orange juice boxes not get soggy? Right. So it's also weird wording, but College Movie Geek in the chat said I've heard wax ? So, but. Do you know anything more? College Movie Geek. If you know more, please write in the chat because now like I'm fixated on this. But we can move on. And if I do have an update, I will let people know throughout the podcast. But we're not letting Nicole get off scot-free because she said
we have to return to this topic. I need you to atone for what you've done. To me personally, like my ears had to hear that.
That's true.
Yeah. Okay, question. How would you say like GET?
Oh, okay, get.
Okay. So then how would you do
So
we've actually talked about this at work a lot. We talk about this at work a lot. So I was gonna make a nerd reference and I was gonna say like GIT. Like how would you say that?
Get, like Timothy Chalamet and the tiny horse.
Like
Get,
GitHub.
come on.
Like GitHub and Git. But yeah, so why would you say GIF as GIF? If everything else
I like both. I think that here's the thing about it actually. So I'm very tapped in, as we've established. Like I'm to a fault. I'm like tapped in on the internet. And so I think for me, because I'm like too much aware of it, and the fact that it hasn't been like, I know that that's really the right way to say it, but because it hasn't been like really pushed for me, I'm like, why would I do this? They haven't, the culture at large has not done a good enough job of telling me that that's important, so I'm gonna rebel against it. That's kind of how I feel.
You're on Twitter. How have you never?
And I'm a rule follower. I'm very rules. Like I love rules, but I think when rules are not kind of enforced and laid out properly, then I think that I can rebel against them, and that's how I feel. People don't. The only time I hear people say it correctly, actually, is when they're like making a joke about how people say it incorrectly.
So your stance, you're not saying it because you just think it's more fun to say
She's playing devil's avocado.
I'm being kind of obnoxious.
She's doing
because nobody says it out loud. We only
like
see
how
it.
I pretend that Maine doesn't exist.
Well, it doesn't.
Tell me the state.
Wait, I actually have the funny story about this. I'm at a work meeting and we're talking about like, we were doing like go around questions, and it was like, if there were any mystical animal or fake animal that you'd want to be true or that doesn't exist currently, what would you want it to be? And someone said dinosaurs. And I, out of pocket, I was just like, what can I say to this group of people right now? And I go, I don't believe dinosaurs exist. And I thought it was just going to go under the cup. It was a 10-minute discussion. My favorite remark back was, do you believe in fossils? And then they're asking me to double down. And instead of that, I just keep going. I'm digging the hole deeper and deeper. And then someone tries to throw me a bone. And he was like, no, I think what she's saying is like, dinosaurs don't exist how we draw them in like a book or we picture them. I think they actually had feathers. And I didn't figure out that he was trying to help me. And I was like, no, I just don't think they ever existed. And I'm like literally doubling down and I'm not dropping in. Everyone's looking at me like I'm crazy. And I was just trying to make like a weird joke that only I thought was funny. And now I'm known as the person who doesn't believe in dinosaurs.
If you ever want to really like get a clue into like how my brain works and how my brain relates to that so deeply, go on my Twitter and search the term Charlie Puth. Okay. I do not see that. What is a Charlie Puth? I just am convinced it's a lie that like everyone is weirdly in on. Like it's like you know how they say that. Like, you know what I mean? Like when he shows up on my TikTok, it's just a black screen. Like my brain just like cannot process.
Right. It's like it's not like he's an industry plant. It's like he was invented on the internet, and like he's not a real person.
He's not a real person.
We all kind of invented him, and we just agree that he exists.
He's just it's like weird. Like you know when like he had that Subway campaign. I was like, I don't know what that. Why would Subway give an ad campaign to something that doesn't exist?
I get
that.
I get that.
My brain does not see Charlie Puth. So
yeah, okay. Here at Hollywood Dish in this house, we don't believe in dinosaurs nor Charlie Puth, and half the house believes in GIF, and the other half believes in GIF. So that's where we are right now. And okay, well,
that's where we're at.
That's where we're at. It's such a good transition.
A running tally of what's happening in this abode.
We're gonna just.
Those are some ground rules.
Not a humble abode. This is an arrogant abode, y'all.
Yes,
it is. A lot of arrogance, actually. Arrogance and opinions. I'm a very arrogant person. I never deny that. You are too. You are too, Rebecca. I think
I'm for sure.
The least of the three of us.
So, okay. So the thing is I actually have deep-seated like self-esteem and confidence issues, but I cover them by being like, oh, I'm perfect. Oh, like, that guy texts me, he's obsessed with me. And like, it's my boss. Like someone, like I'll get like a work message. I'll be like, who's obsessed with me right now? And it's like a 20-person meeting. And I'm like, God, they're obsessed with me.
I'm like, why
My
would
phone's blowing up. But I cover my deep-seated insecurities by that. So I'm like Farragon. Like
I have
fake
literally
it.
I've said in therapy, there is no one on earth I hate or love more than myself.
Totally.
At
I'm like a Leo. So my I'm very obsessed with myself and with my chart and everything. So I'm a Leo sun, Aquarius moon, Aquarius rising, which means that I'm like, I have this polarity about me. So for me, it's this, so Leo and Aquarius are opposite signs. I was born on a full moon lunar eclipse, which just means I'm crazy. So that's kind of my thing, is I'm like, it's this like two heads constantly butting against each other. So that whole thing you just said, Kate, I totally relate. It's like,
you're speaking though in terms that I don't understand. You said Aquarius. I'm like, oh, Aquaria. Oh, the all winter season of Drag Race starts this week. Like, we're on very different wavelengths, but it's all the same.
So excited for all winners. It's gonna be an amazing time.
Oh my God, I'm going to I used to leave every Hollywood dish. The viewing parties used to be on Thursday, and I would go right to a viewing party at a bar by me. But that's my Friday night plan now. But yes, I know Amanda's a Drag Race fan as well, which makes me so happy that now we're friends. If you would say that. I did fame you before this call. So so I feel like we're friends now. Anyway, speaking of things we don't believe, is that a good segue to the first story? Give a better segue, Nicole.
Speaking of a famous Leo sun, Aquarius moon individual, that's the segue.
I didn't know that.
I could name
because you do that. Because you do it.
I do that. I could name you 12 people who are also Leo sun, Aquarius moon: Maya Rudolph, Andy Samberg, Sandra Bullock.
Do you know
Julie
what I
Anderson.
I've told you. False. I said to Tina. So what is
we
me?
have. Yeah, I'll look.
I only remember 2 of them. So
I'll go look at it for you and I'll screenshot it. I didn't.
I have mine is wild.
Yeah, we're specifically cutting you off.
Yeah, they don't. I'm like, I could name every celebrity ever.
And we're like,
not.
Yay, okay.
Humble me. I need that. I need the humbling. I really do. So I appreciate it. I need it. Okay, well, but
also you can go on astrocharts.com and astro-charts and you can literally put in like celebrities, like I am this, and it will
exactly, and you can tell. So yeah, I've done that before. There's one celebrity who has the same big 5 as me. I haven't confirmed his rising sign. I need to talk to him personally.
5?
Shawn Mendes, my sun, moon, Mercury, Venus, and Mars. We have the exact same. He was born, I think, about 12 or 13 hours after me.
Does that make you feel bad about yourself?
No.
It would make me feel bad about myself.
I adore him.
Feel bad about myself.
Oh, sorry.
I adore him. Oh my God.
Okay.
You know, he's like so frustrating. Like he's frustrating. He frustrates me.
I just want to give him a hug.
Chaotic list of people who I really like, but also
share with the class.
Margot Robbie. John Cusack, Hillary Burton, my One Tree Hill princess. Who else? Julian Assange, Lizzie Kaplan.
Are you looking at your sun and moon?
Yes.
Okay, cool. What is your sun and moon?
My Cancer sun and my Scorpio moon.
Oh, that's my other one. Okay, I'm a Virgo. What the normal one? Like, what's the really popular one? Sun. I'm a Cancer moon. And I'm a Scorpio, the other one.
Rising.
I'm the 3.
Wow. By the way, it only took us all year, but we've officially hijacked this podcast and turned it into an astrology podcast, which was my secret plan all along. It only took us till now.
I literally have my tarot cards, and we could just spend the entire hour.
Same. Mine are right over there. I think we'll have to start a new show on the
John is shaking right now.
In his boots. He's so upset.
To the topic. Please.
They're like, let's talk about some pop culture. I will. Okay, here we go. But I'm just saying, I'm happier. This is all I've ever wanted, though. Okay, so another Leo sun, Aquarius moon, Cara Delevingne. I don't know that I'm proud to have her in my orbit, but she's there. Whether I want her to be or not, she is right there. And she made headlines this weekend at the BBMAs, the Billboard Music Awards, because I don't even know how to describe it, but she was just like being very invasive of Megan Thee Stallion's space, as well as Doja Cat a little bit, but really, really Megan. Like, she had this beautiful, like, flowing element to her outfit, and Cara was like determined to hold it up for pictures and be like, here, I'm gonna make it fly, it was just this like piece of fabric in the wind. And then she was like just creeping every angle, every photo of Meg from the weekend, it's like Cara is in it somehow in the corner, and it's just like, it's very too far. And then also, like, as a result, like some footage, video pictures of her kind of also being a little creepy towards Azalea Banks resurfaced, of her like licking her leg. And it's like, I think at what point is it just like, oh, Cara being Cara, and then where is it kind of like, maybe this is not okay? And I think that this weekend was where it was like, okay, this isn't great. I also don't know that like she is in the best place, or if she is fully sober at this time. She has kind of been open about drug use. She's been photographed with drugs like flying in the air. So
How
I
did
don't
she
know.
get them to fly?
Well, like there was a bag of a substance.
Okay.
And there's a picture of that bag like in midair.
Okay, cool. I'm imagining needles in the air, so we're different stories.
No,
But,
little bag, little baby bag.
Well, also, first of all, Azalea Banks makes everyone uncomfortable, so let her get a taste of her own medicine. But Cara Delevingne, I don't know. I think this is just her letting loose and having fun. I don't know if I'm like, that's an unpopular opinion. Like, I know she met Megan Thee Stallion at the Met Gala, I think for the first time. And Cara and her have been seen multiple times now since. Then there's also, I've seen speculations on Reddit that like maybe like something's happening between the two of them, like relationship, or they just like are good friends. Megan seemed a little uncomfortable with all of it, so I don't really know, but maybe that's just her in love phase. I saw Cara was DJing with Diplo. And that is like the videos of that. It was all over Diplo's maybe TikTok or Instagram stories. And that's what made me think she was just letting loose and having fun. Because like a lot of the comments too were like people being like, oh, like doctor, get her, she's gone loose again. Like literally like reading the comment section like about everything Cara related is like everyone's like thinking she's like losing, and Diplo's like, leave her alone. She's just like having fun. And I'm like, oh, he convinced me. Like she's just having fun. But I don't know. Like I don't want to speculate anything, but like I do think maybe she's just like, I don't think I've ever seen her just like let loose and have a good time. Like she's just being goofy.
What do you think, Amanda?
The way I disagree with all of that.
Same.
It's because I'm coming in with a perspective as a Black woman. I'm going to say that first and foremost.
Yeah.
So like, I already know I'm going to have to explain a lot of context, but I'm very into setting boundaries, and especially personal space boundaries, because do you know who really does not like personal space? White women. Like really, like I've seen them casually just cut me in line, get real close without having to. And so this is just a societal chronic thing that we're seeing from a celebrity. And so I can see why you thought she was just, messing around and having fun. But if you looked at Megan was annoyed. Like that beautiful Mugler dress was speaking. She didn't need it to be
the dress was wild, yeah.
Why did she come up and take her moment on the red carpet? You know what I mean? It was just all so extra and unnecessary and in boundary. And it's just another way that like we're watching her get away with these kinds of things, and it's not okay. Like I don't think she's okay.
But at the same time, why were they sitting together though at the BBMAs?
I don't think they were.
I would assume they were assigned seating. Cara, like how did she
was next to so Meg was in the first row, and
Doja
and Cara were next to each other, right behind them in the second row, I think.
No, so
Doja
was in the first row.
Yes,
Megan would assume they were assigned seating.
It's not that they weren't in the first row; it was they were on an angle, so you could see they were both on the end, and Cara was the inside. You can't tell me that Cara couldn't just try to seat jump. 100%.
I don't know. Maybe
I have something and been with me.
Right.
I think forget, including myself, that Cara comes from. I keep saying Cara. I'll interchange that, but like I think we all forget that like she comes from a very wealthy family from England. Like they like and who like I think part of how she got really famous was They run, I think the Daily Mail is what her family has like owned for a really long time. And so like when you just like she was put into all these like tabloids and stuff, and then we all were like, oh, she's a famous person, okay. And that's like kind of how it worked. This was like 10 years ago at this point, but we all like accepted her as a famous person because of that, and now we're like, yeah, she's a famous person. But I think with that, like with a lot of types of privilege that she has, I think she has like the confidence to do things that other people don't have, because like it's not normal to have that amount of confidence, and like most people have reasons not to have that confidence. Like if I feel like she's had this life of like no consequences for anything, and so she just thinks that she can do what she wants, and she can, and get away with it. And like it is at this point where it's like, oh, we need to remind ourselves of like all this privilege that she has that has enabled her to have this mindset of like not being okay.
Yeah, like she was able to like come out as like I don't know exactly what she identifies that, but like if anything, like it's really interesting though, because like people are like, oh, maybe her and Selena Gomez, something's going on there because they've been seen a lot together. Like she dated Ashley Benson. Everyone's like, that's so hot and all that. But I'm like, I don't know anyone else that's been able to just come out seamlessly without very to little hate and stuff, which should never. No one should be getting that type of hate.
No, that's
ever.
a good point.
But it's wild.
Kristen Stewart is pretty much, you know, women have an easy. I mean, not an easier time, but it's, you know, if you have a certain aesthetic and you look a certain way.
But there was something that Doja Cat said that made it seem like Megan Thee Stallion and like Cara were together. Like she refers to them like as
Megan's in a relationship. Right? She has a boyfriend, like a very serious boyfriend. They've been together for like a decent amount of time.
No, but Doja said something. I don't have the exact quote because it's on a video and I don't want to play that right now. Right. But she said something that made people think that there was like something going on.
Like, I don't know.
Relationship.
No, but that is a good point. And there's
I don't know. She's like definitely like pretty, she's wilding right now, but I just like to think I'm trying to be optimistic in the fact that she's sober and just letting loose.
Sure.
I don't know. I don't want to make any claims until we know.
I'm not making claims.
No, we are like 2 weeks away from a PR announcement that she's gone into rehab.
Something's going on. Yeah, of course, like I wish her the best, but I think
also, sorry, Nicole, can I just make a point about what you said about her rise to fame?
Yes.
Also, I'm going to bring it back to my job because I'm always thinking about my job. But like as a beauty writer and a person who's chronicled like the past decade of this industry, her eyebrows at that time that's what made her famous.
Wait, I was literally just going to talk about her eyebrows. How
that's what made her famous. I could like Cara, because people wanted the Cara Delevingne's brows. They wanted them more than anything. She literally single-handedly brought up, her and Anastasia Beverly Hills. Like, wow, what a time to be alive.
We don't talk about her. Anastasia. Bad.
As a beauty writer, I can't say anything. I do and I don't.
Okay.
But like,
I can say that
my opinions on what.
I don't know. I know her products. I don't know who she is. So I'm right in the middle. But anyway.
Yeah.
No, that's such a good point, and it's also off of like a generation whose like parents are like, be careful of your brows. Like we all like, made them so
like them too thin.
Thin and like, and it's like that. I feel like that's all anybody who I guess, I don't know exactly the age range, but I feel like most people who are underage, like 35 right now, have parents who are like, don't do that. Be careful. Be careful. And so she did the opposite. Yeah.
My grandma talks about it all the time.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Cara really like I guess she came like 10 years after that, but she definitely did this opposite thing. And it's such a, I'm glad that you brought that up, and you've like covered that. So you were you were in it when that was happening.
Yeah. It's absolutely fascinating. If you really think about it, like why is Cara Delevingne famous? The eyebrows.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like a single sentence. It's like what did she do? Eyebrows. Like
I was just gonna say, you're right, because I was gonna be like, I got confused with her and Karlie Kloss.
Karlie.
No. I got confused because I was gonna say, no, doesn't Cara do all the things with like tech and women in STEM? But no, that's Karlie.
That's
So
That's
Cara literally has nothing else to her.
Yeah, they've both been in different iterations of like the the Taylor Swift girl gang. That's probably how you got them confused.
That's very true.
Yes. You're doing. I do think that they'll cover this on SNL. It would be. It's an easy laugh.
Chloe. And it's also like coming off the heels of the Selena Gomez episode, and Cara is playing Selena's love interest in Only Murders in the Building season 2.
Yeah.
So like it's I wonder if this is bad press for Only Murders. Like if Cara goes too far, and to the point where like Megan says something.
Though, press is press. Like Cara like you know what I mean? Like even if she gets bad press, it's still press for her and then like press for the show. So I don't think she will ever like
going
because people are naive like me, and I get swayed by Diplo being like, "No, guys, everyone relax. She's just having fun."
Don't get swayed by Diplo.
Don't talk about the context of Diplo doing that.
Well,
don't talk about Diplo.
I just came across it. I don't even follow him. I just came across it. I'm like, okay, like that's her friends. She was DJing. I don't know.
No,
like
no, Diplo.
I like to think the good in everyone.
Herself very bad to Black women.
Well, no. I'm not saying I support Diplo. I'm saying I get swayed by things so easily that he said, believe Cara's fine. She's just having fun. I'm like, oh yeah, she's fine. She's having fun. No, that's the only source we have.
No, he's trouble. But who would play Cara on SNL? Who's got the eyebrows?
Chloe.
Yeah.
They would draw them on.
God, if you gave me a week and dyed my hair blonde,
give you a wig, girl. Get you a wig.
Literally give me a week for my eyebrows to not be plucked, and I'm there. I want to do Frida Kahlo. I want to do Frida Kahlo for Halloween this year, and just not tweeze my eyebrows. Like I need to do it every day. I will have a full unibrow.
That's a good podcast title. A week, a wig, and a dream. Isn't that nice?
A week. That's my memoir. A week, a wig, and a dream. The memoir of Rebecca North.
I love it.
Wait, is it memoir when you're like alive? Right?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's seen as a little bit.
I'm not trying to like off myself yet.
I think any memoir under the age of like 40 is seen as like really selfish unless you really have lived an interesting life. Like some people do it well, but I think that's the consensus is like, what have you really like? How many chapters could you really have at this point? But you could do it maybe in like a couple years. Just do something crazy.
A couple years? How old do you think I am?
I know how old you are.
I'm saying if you still need to be 40.
No, well, you can do it and do it in a narcissistic fashion. Just own it and do something really crazy in the next few years.
Okay.
Rebecca, tell us our next story. See you later, Cara. Goodbye.
Bye. Okay, so the next story it's actually twofold because I want to first talk about one part of it and then we could discuss the actual interesting part of it. But Stormy Jenner. Well, Stormy, God, what's her last name? Webster. Wow, she should take Jenner. Stormy Webster and Kylie were Kylie Jenner brought her daughter Stormy to the 2022 Billboard Music Awards, and I mean to say it wasn't just the two of them. Travis Scott was there, but I first want your guys' take on Stormy storming the red carpet because she was the only person I needed to see at the BBMA's red carpet besides Megan Thee Stallion's dress was.
She was the only serve. Crazy, but I think that could be right.
She was stomping the carpet.
Doja also was a serve, but Stormy really stole.
That's expected. Those are expected. Mm-hmm. We know that they're coming. Stormy came without warning.
Ate and devoured. She chomped.
Also, she was like being so cute and nice. Like there were these clips of some reporters saying like, "Hi Kylie, hi Travis," and then "Hi Stormy," and they ignored the reporter, and Stormy was like, "Hi," and that was that was cute to me. Like she's polite and nice and like somehow,
at 4 years old, she's better than I could ever be, and this is cemented Stormy as she will be the number one Kardashian Jenner kid. No, not a qual. I thought North had some competition there.
I always thought it was going to be North too. I think it's Stormy.
Stormy takes. She stopped the red carpet.
It's both.
North is on a mic going like,
I think it's also a generational thing. It's like North is the queen of the first generation.
Yeah,
and then Stormy's the queen of the second.
But Stormy will like blow them out of the water and give her 5 more years. It's done. No one else can be famous.
Stormy, like in middle school,
Incredible.
She's gonna be amazing. She's
I'm
gonna be that girl.
I'll be terrified of her.
That girl.
Terrified of her.
The girl that you always like, everyone really wants to be, but she's also nice and polite and everything. So you also like, I hate her. I want her to burn.
Like, you look so hard to find something like wrong with her, and then you just like, 100%.
Yeah,
she really is that girl. And North, I think North has the star power, but I think hers will be. Her star will be different. It'll be more of like artistic and unique and like up and down.
Solange.
Hot take, Rain Disick. Rain Disick is going to come through and
wait. I need you, Amanda. Explain how she's
I just think she's like, that's what she's gonna do. She's just gonna be quiet. Everyone, we love Beyonce, but like we love Solange because like it is a different way.
I see Chicago as Solange. I think Chicago has very Solange energy. Right? No. That's really more Chicago's demeanor. It's like,
no,
that's kind of what I think.
I don't see that.
Okay.
I see North is going to be the cool kid. Like North is
unfortunately, I will foresee Chicago going down, taking after his father. I don't know why I get the vibes.
Father. But yeah.
Oh my God, Chicago's
the girl.
I'm talking about, oh my God, I'm talking about Saint. I'm talking about Saint.
Saint. Oh, Saint? Yeah.
Saint is Kanye.
Saint is Kanye. And Saint, it is like 10 years away from cutting him off. Like I genuinely
1,000%.
Won't speak to her in his teen years.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. Yeah. But hot take, I think Rain's gonna come through and be the best Disick kid.
I love Rain. Rain is nuts.
Have you seen any of the TikToks from Alabama Parker of like Rain just like going off and like cursing and like all these things, and he's like unhinged in the best
insane.
way. I'm like already obsessed. Rain is gonna be the ultimate F-boy ever.
Totally.
Yeah, and Mason's gonna try, but Mason's gonna be quiet. Mason is gonna be the predecessor of Arthur George.
I love
Rob Saw Company.
I love it. I have a soft spot for Mason.
I think Mason is my favorite.
Mason
is no.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I always had a soft spot.
One of my favorites. Yeah.
Yeah. I've always, who has, speaking of astrology, Penelope.
I think that's a sign.
Yeah, but Penelope, speaking of Cancer sons, Khloe Kardashian and Penelope are both Cancers, and Khloe doesn't even try to hide that her favorite is Penelope, and it's because they have that Cancer sun water sign bond. Like she couldn't even she doesn't give Mason or Rain the time of day. Like Penelope is Khloe's girl. And that's and that's that's like ride or die.
That makes sense. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. Oh wait. So Stormy will be though. Now thinking about it, she will be Kris Jenner. Like when she is older, she will be Kris Jenner and have her own dynasty. That was only cemented by her 4-year-old appearance at the BBMAs. But in more controversial news than Stormy killing it, Travis Scott was also obviously. Well, that's the reason why they were there is where they were with Travis at the BBMAs, and Travis Scott was at the BBMAs and. Obviously, with Astroworlds and everything that has gone on there, it is so. I mean, in my opinion, it's bizarre that he was invited. Like that is bad. Like that's a bad look. I don't know what the BBMAs were hoping to get out of that invite. Like it's actually crazy that he just got away basically. Like he just stayed quiet for a few months, and then it's all good.
It's rough though, because what I just don't know what the right path is. Because you could say, what is it he just goes away or he tries to rebuild?
Apologize more. He won't. He can't even. Yeah, he can't apologize or donate or do anything because
he's not allowed to talk about it.
No. So why are the BBMAs giving him a platform to perform, make more money, get back into the news in a more positive light when realistically, if you're going to wait it out and stay quiet, you should stay quiet, period, until you're able to say something.
I mean, that audience stayed quiet. That audience stayed quiet.
I know. I think it's so weird. Why would they want him there? Do they want the press to be because realistically, if it weren't for Cara, I don't think most people would even know that much about the BBMAs besides the Travis Scott news.
I mean, but think about it that in that context, maybe that is the point. Because remember, what we don't think about the Billboard Music Awards, but what I think about when I think about the Billboard Music Awards, to bring it back to last week's SNL host, they edited her BBMA's like performance on YouTube because she sounded terrible.
Oh, I heard about that last week.
And that's what I think about when I think about the Billboard Music Award. That's the first
I googled BBMA to see what it said for.
Gomez. Like,
yes, I saw something last week. I didn't even know about this performance, and I just saw somebody talking about how she has such good PR that they have wiped this video clean, and you can't find anything like higher than like 240.
The original version, yeah,
like you can't find it, and it's her team is top tier for sure because you like can't find that.
I know they made her a singer, although she shouldn't have been one.
Right.
Amanda and I stand. Amanda and I stand on the same side of the fact that Selena Gomez, great actress, not a singer, not a singer. She should never have been, and I don't think she should.
Love You Like a Love Song Forever. That's pretty much it. But like,
I could have done that with auto-tune.
Same, but that's why we love it.
And I'm a bad singer,
but that's why we love it. But also, like, truly, back to Travis Scott. It is definitely insensitive for this to have happened, in my opinion.
Yeah,
like
it was so soon.
It's so soon, and there's so much that's not able to be done or to be done, and it's just so very much like I keep like racking my brain about why it would happen, and I genuinely can't figure it out. And like also like, I mean, as a person who stands up for like racism and all these things every day, for Puff Daddy to stand up, Mr. Sean Combs to stand up there and do that speech about how like we're uncanceling these people and conflating Astroworld to what's his face being racist. Those are not
Morgan Wallen. Yes,
those are not the same.
Right.
And it is horribly insensitive for him to have the gall and the audacity to say that and conflate those two things. And it's
wild. But also at the same time, like, Morgan Wallen should not be performing, nor should Travis Scott. Like, it's like obviously what they did was different, but they should not get a platform. But like, you have to think about the fact that Will Smith is not allowed to go to the Oscars for 10 years for slapping someone, and Travis Scott got not only invited to the BMAs, he performed at the BBMAs not even a year after like multiple deaths were on his watch, like
inciting a riot.
That is so wild. Like, this is the power of Kris Jenner. This is
that's what it is.
The only person I can loop it back to.
They literally were like, well, Kylie will walk the red carpet if you can make it, if he can perform.
Right. And Stormy.
It's like it's actually disgusting that he performed. I'm like,
no, I agree.
Even being invited is one thing. That would actually be a little different. It would still be news, and no one would agree that that's a good idea still. But the fact that they gave him a platform to promote himself and perform and like get people back on his side, I guess, in a way, like.
If I were there, like what did the audience do? I would have been like,
oh,
I don't really.
They did silent.
It was silent.
It was silence in the room.
And could you tell just from
like in that giant theater, you literally could have heard a pin drop.
And they didn't even they didn't even add in some like sound.
Right. I would think
I would love to see it on the internet if they have that still.
Yeah, I'm gonna go look for it.
Yeah,
it's it's crazy.
I would have left.
Wait, I would have left. I'm surprised people didn't boo him. Like, that would have been like the first response. I would have booed.
I'm not afraid to a boo. I love a boo.
You know what it is? You know what? You know why they probably couldn't add in cheers? Is because it was good. It was good. But they probably couldn't add in cheers because they worked so hard to take out the boos. So they were like, let's just make the audience silent. And only add up his mic. That's what they must have done. They must have been like because they couldn't add in anything fake because they just took out everything.
Right. But everyone was still sitting.
Yeah, it was like insane. Everyone should watch the videos because it was like really wild. It was wild.
Everyone was sitting.
Yeah.
During a performance. Wow. That
type of music. It's not like John Mayer or Fleetwood Mac or something where you can like sway.
Like, that's standing.
Again, like cancellation, like P. Diddy, like cancel culture is obviously toxic because it's become so easy to cancel people. But at the same time, we shouldn't cancel culture because there are people who should be canceled.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I also think like when people won't apologize and own up and take responsibility. And
well, I don't. Okay, to be
that's
fair, like he legally he is not like able to, but until he's able to speak up, like I
a lot
wouldn't
of
in my
things
right
he
mind,
can
like
do.
no, because he can't even donate because they'll
There's
use it against him
literally
in court.
Yeah.
They'll use it against him in court, and I guess he just needs to do
Oh,
It
everything.
admits guilt. It admits guilt.
Yes.
Mhm.
It admits guilt, but like in my
Mhm.
thing, like obviously, like one day he'll be able to like talk about it and stuff. Until that day, he should not be allowed to do anything
Yeah,
until he
and
can
you
utter
know
the word "I'm
Chris
sorry."
is, and you know
No.
Chris is working with the New York Times, working with some major outlet
Yes.
on that op-ed, that story.
It's
going to
insane.
because the money, everything, like that's already being worked up on behind the scenes, because that story,
Mhm.
everyone will read it. It will be discussed for days. It will be
Yeah.
everywhere. It would be like Bad Art Friend all over again.
Mhm.
It's
Time that was to be
Wow.
alive.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's not give him any more airtime.
Yeah. I'm just gonna address this. I don't have anything to say on this.
Kardashian heavy podcast today.
No, this one this is just a quick acknowledgement. If anyone has anything to say about it, I don't really. But Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker are officially married. They had their cute like Las Vegas ceremony. Now they're really married, which I'm excited about. I do think Kourtney is the realest one. And I think that
Yeah,
everybody deserves happiness, but I think that like she has just been through a lot, and like I like Scott separately, but I think for her to really allow herself to be happy like this is a beautiful thing, and I am happy for her.
Yeah, I mean, also though they're officially married, but they're having a wedding still, in
Right.
Italy. But they got court married, and there were two people there, and it was MJ, who is Kourtney's grandmother, and Travis's father was there also, I'm sure, as the witnesses. So I think I think you get legally married or you get the license, and you have like 60 days, correct me if I'm wrong, to like actually like get married or something. Like, yeah. But so it was just the court ceremony, and like they dressed up. It was very, I mean, I'm saying like it could probably be a normal person's wedding dress, but since it's Kourtney, it wasn't hers. But I thought it was so cute. Like I think they're getting married in Italy. I don't know the exact timeline, but they're getting married in Italy. I actually don't know how I know that, but they're getting married in Italy. And
are they getting married in Italy, Rebecca?
Yeah.
Are they getting married in Italy?
Guys, surprise, I'm invited.
They're getting married.
I just didn't know.
But the point I'm making is it was really cute to have like MJ, who's like their grandma, and I think Travis's dad, who's older, who probably will not be getting on a plane and going to Italy, to be able to celebrate with them. So that made me
That's
happy.
really
like,
sweet. Yeah.
It's easy to give them an eye roll because of how like cringy they've been in the past, but like this like made me happy. It was so cute.
I agree. Amanda, anything else on the
I mean, you know what? I'm happy for her. I've never seen an episode of any Kardashian series, but voluntarily. Yeah, I watched so much other TV. I got all the Real Housewives, Australia, everyone. I love it.
Australia? When did that start?
Oh, you should watch the Real Housewives of Melbourne. It is on Peacock. It is.
Oh my god!
I think it's on Peacock. No, it's not on Peacock. It's on Discovery Plus.
No,
but the Real Housewives of Melbourne is perfection. It is.
Wait, have you seen Dubai? Is it out yet?
It's not starting yet. Starting, I think the first.
Yeah.
Yes, I was, girl. You know, I Bravo on this here hotel room.
Do you have a Discovery? Plus login?
No, I wish
I need to see
Trixie Paramount
Motel.
Plus one. I know. I want to watch Trixie Motel.
Oh, I might need to. We'll talk later. Wait, but also, question: do you know where they're getting married, Kourtney and Travis?
No,
you don't.
No, I have no idea.
Oh, I heard they're getting married in Italy.
Yeah. I'm so sorry. They're getting married in Italy. I
watch how I'm wrong.
I forgot for a second. I forgot for a second if they were getting married in Italy or not. And I needed you to double check for me. I'm so sorry.
Rebecca is the CEO of Kourtney and Travis getting married in Italy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm the CEO of Italy. Okay. Sure. Okay. I'm really glad that I just Googled it, obviously. And I was correct that they're getting married, because how embarrassing would that have been if they weren't? Like that
I
would have
thought
been
you
like
were
I would
telling
have
us
had
you
to leave.
Googled it to tell us that you were wrong.
I am
you were
gonna.
right.
I'm
annoyed
going
that
to
you were
have
right.
nightmares of just Rebecca saying
Me too.
Kourtney and Travis are getting married in Italy.
It's like one of those
going
dolls that would like say something over and over and over again.
Just like I literally, when you re-listen to this, you're literally gonna be like,
Alive.
I said it like 6 times in a row.
Well, the good thing is I hate the sound of my own voice, so I won't be listening back.
she'll
So
never
everyone
know.
else listening to it will have to deal with that.
Yeah.
Let's get Shelby on editing out some of the for the podcast.
Facts.
No, Shelby don't.
Yeah.
Put more of them in there.
Put more insert. Yeah. Well, I'll have Rebecca
we
record
need a
some after.
soundboard.
We'll just
we need a
insert them
soundboard.
We do. We need our own soundboard. Okay, Rebecca, introduce us to something else.
Yeah, and more
Give us another story.
News for that I really found interesting. So Ukraine was the Eurovision winner of 2022. And what's actually super interesting is that Eurovision has a no political content policy, that you can't do it. It's, I think, certain cases aside, that I like that. I think it's fun. Eurovision's supposed to be a fun, like, combination of the worlds and in a fun, peaceful way. But in the Ukrainian set and the songs that they, in their performance in Eurovision, they actually included a lot of political content, and rightfully so. And a quote is that there were 200 million people watching us. No rule could have stopped us from delivering a message we feel in our souls. And our Ukrainian soul tells us if we could rescue 1,000 people in a way while breaking the rules of a competition, then let's do it. And I get chills every time I read that. They have a massive platform that's Eurovision, and obviously, like, Ukrainians have been struggling for some time now in getting their message out there. I think in such a public worldwide platform was awesome, and they risked their place in Eurovision and they won. So I'm happy. It's a feel good story.
It really is. And I mean, I think it's just going to be very interesting because isn't Eurovision always hosted by the previous year's winners' country? I'm pretty sure it does. I'm pretty sure.
I feel like American culture is so much less interesting than all these other cultures.
They're trying to do their little Eurovision thing over there on NBC.
I want to like pay more attention to this stuff because I think America, like, there's so much more. And like we're the center of everything, but we shouldn't really be. Like, what is so interesting about America? You know?
Oh my God, Nikki Tutorials hosted Eurovision. Did you guys know that? That's sick.
I didn't know. That's amazing. Good for her.
Wait, she hosted in 2021. To be fair, not this year, but like,
still good for her.
So who's hosting Eurovision in 2023? So wait, let me just look this up really quick.
There's little Virgo over there.
Yes. So Ukraine will be hosting Eurovision.
Okay, cool.
So 2023,
that's exciting.
But
it's very exciting. Very cool. I don't have much else to add. I can get into this other story that is an interesting one. So the circus, I feel like this has been kind of quiet for a while, but remember, like, the Ringling Bros and the circus in general.
Remember when there used to be a circus?
Remember
my day. I went to the circus growing
in the 90s when we had thin eyebrows and we went to the circus. The good old days. The good old days.
For the 2 years
back in the 90s, I was on a very famous TV show, so you know. That's a BoJack Horseman reference, guys. Don't worry. Don't worry. You don't need to respond to that.
I hate missing a reference. But I love anybody who will get it will love it, because that's like a good reference is simply just a great inside joke. So whoever else shares that with you who's listening, have fun. Okay. I love that. Okay. And I also think references that's just like my love language. Speaking in pop culture things. Okay.
Banter, wit, and pop culture references are my love language for sure.
Yes. And also just sharing random highly specific content.
Yes. Also out of context 30 Rock quotes. Wow.
Yeah, those hit.
Out of context 30 Rock quotes. I literally I need like a version. You guys know Hurdle, like the Wordle game?
Yes, I love Hurdle.
I want one that is just for out of context 30 Rock quotes.
Wait, you should
wear like
that.
Good. I wish I knew how.
Oh my God. I was gonna do an SNL themed Wordle for the SNL Network. I started brainstorming it, but I never did it. That would have been. I feel like I would have run out of ideas. there'd be like Lorne.
I'll make you an app.
Lorne is 5 letters, but then I was like, after Lorne, I ran out of ideas. Stage. Lorne and Stage would be day 1 and day 2, and then I'd be done. Host plural, yeah.
Well, there's Actordle, which is basically like kind of what you're doing, but with like actors.
Yeah,
what you're thinking of. It's fun.
Oh, well, anyway, what's going on with the circus, Nicole?
So,
something about the circus.
Back in the good old days, you know, something about it that a lot of people just kind of accepted, and then they didn't. Or, you know, the public consensus was like, yeah, there are animals in the circus, and, you know, that's just kind of what it is. But all along, you know, there were people who were like, that's not okay. And then those voices were heard. And then all of a sudden people were like, okay, maybe this isn't really okay. So now, the Ringling Bros went away a few years ago, and they're coming back next year with an animal-free show. And that's like very different from anything that like we think of when we think of a circus. So I think it's good. It's like, it's the kind of thing that once it was pointed out, it's like, yeah, that is fully animal abuse, but like we all just accepted it. So I'm curious, like, what the circus will look like without that. I think it'll be more creative. You know, they'll have to like just try different things.
Have we asked the animals how they feel about it? Because what if they like it? What if they're getting a lot of money, good treatment? I don't know.
I'm sure that they somehow communicated with the animals.
I think it's going to be I think it's going to be basically Cirque du Soleil, because what you're going to replace stuff with is like people doing cool tricks and acrobatics, because I don't really know. I don't know if they need to replace it. I think they're just going to.
My main question is, are they bringing back the clown school? Because that's what I want to know. If the Ringling Brothers are back, can I attend the Ringling Brothers clown school?
I think so. I don't see why not.
My mom's cousin
like a clown college.
Yeah.
Wait, that's cool.
I know. It's so cool.
Why didn't you? That is the best information.
You're right. I should have told you that from the start.
You should have led with
that.
It took my breath away.
I don't like know her well though, to be fair. So like the few times I met her, would be like, oh, that's like cousin whatever. She's the clown. Like she's the one who's the clown. She's the clown. I'm a clown.
I have such incredible respect for clowns. Like it's really hard to be a clown. Like I don't think people really understand. It's actually a form of art.
I was talking. There was some stand-up comic that I watched the other night, and he was making the joke that like people were like, oh, if you do stand-up comedy, like does that mean you're really funny? And he was like, no, 1, we practice, and 2, we're like clowns. Like they're all giggling, then they get after and they like light their cigarette and they're like, oh God, I don't want to do that anymore. Like that's literally that. So that's, I like can only imagine like the clowns like on the sidewalk just like smoking a cigarette. So, but I do have respect for them. Like that's a lot of heavy makeup. And
a lot of heavy makeup.
I would sweat that right off my face. I don't know how they keep that on.
I would sweat it all off. I'm so sweaty.
Obviously.
But that'll be cool. I kind of forgot about it. Like, I feel like this story, it was a big story a few years ago when we were like,
everyone started. Circus was still running. I thought it was still going on.
I mean, SeaWorld still exists. We got
Zoo still exists.
And Blackfish is a decade old, probably.
Yeah. Central Park Zoo. There's a lot of stuff going on in there. I don't know how ethical that is.
I refuse to go.
Yeah. I don't actively refuse to go, but by lack of going, I don't go. I haven't been in years.
By lack of going, I don't go.
Yeah.
That is
by lack of go. That's like when Connor Roy said, that's unsaid.
Yeah, that's unsaid.
Wait, guys, I have a good story. I was in the Vienna Zoo. No one come for me for going to zoos. I'm really scared of animals, but I find them intriguing from a distance. Whatever. In Austria.
Oh, that's in Austria. I knew that. Oh.
You were so cool. I mean, to be fair, my dad used to tell me growing up I was Australian because I'm part Austrian, and he just wanted to tell me that. But so I was in the zoo in Vienna, and a couple got engaged, and there was no one there, so I took a bunch of pictures for them. And I was like, going up to him, I was like, hey, I know you guys didn't have a photographer. Do you want this? My friends with me. He's like, they got engaged in a zoo. Don't take pictures for them. And I was like, no, wait, like, don't they want someone to do this? Like, well, they weren't. The thing is, I was like, here, do you want them? They're like, I guess. I was like, you're not more appreciative of me. I'm standing here taking a bunch of pictures for you guys, taking videos.
I
They
have
were
a
like,
friend
"Oh, thanks."
who got engaged at Bethesda Fountain, who had like whose fiance had like a photographer on like a ladder.
Oh yeah, where Chuck and Blair got married, right?
From above.
That's where Chuck and Blair got married, right? The Bethesda Fountain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like,
and I was taking pictures for free. And they were like, yeah, like, thanks. I was like, if someone did that for me, be like, oh my God, you're perfect.
I would love
Thank
that.
you.
I would scream in your
you.
face. I'd be like, absolutely. Yeah.
They were like just not that happy about it. I was like, is this fake?
I'd be like, man just got me a big ass ring.
But
sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, John.
We can curse, but it's just not
it's
I don't do it.
It's accepted.
I've never had a bad word in my life.
I think it's like, in theory, we are like a kid-friendly show, and the idea is like you could be playing this in your car, and there could be a 6.5-year-old sitting in the back, and they go, "What's that word?"
The Hollywood dish. As we
that's basically
astrology.
That's like the only context that we reference where we're like, maybe we shouldn't curse. There's no other way we ever talk about it. It's a car ride with a kid in the back. We've never talked about any other circumstance where it wouldn't be okay to curse. That's the only time it's not okay.
Definitely. Wait, you don't think people put on our live streams for our soothing voices to put their kids to sleep?
This soothing voice?
Oh, I would hope not.
Can you imagine that kid's gonna have a nightmare and be like, do all women sound like that?
No, it's gonna have a nightmare and say they're getting married in Italy. I almost said Florida. That's the nightmare.
Getting married in Italy.
I can't believe
the kid's gonna have a night terror and be like, we forgot where they're getting married.
Italy. I need to borrow your iPad, Mom. Tell me where it is. I have to Google it.
I need to hear the sweet sounds of Rebecca North telling me that they're getting married in Italy over.
Italy.
So
that's the nightmare.
In other news that is not kid friendly,
a little terrorizing.
So Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox are obviously, they do the most at all times, but this is out there, I think, in the things, but actually in a funny way, not in an annoying way. Personally, I find. So Megan Fox posts this picture on Instagram, and it's her in this like full, very Cher, like sequin, like turquoise bodysuit with long hair, and then the next picture is her and Machine Gun Kelly, and then a text to her stylist after sending a video of it saying, "Was this blue outfit expensive? Because we just cut a hole in the crotch so we could have sex." Shrug emoji. And she posted it in Instagram. And like that was the end of her, like in the middle of her swipe, just in the middle of it was that exchange with, I'm assuming, her stylist or whoever purchased that thing for her. And I know that they do the most and like they drink each other's blood and they go off about it, but this is funny. Like I think this is actually funny.
I love her. I love her. Because, and I've always said, like, I love them as a couple because I love nothing more than two hot, weird people.
Like, two Tauruses.
Everyone knows, everyone knows, like, the girl in high school who was super, super hot, but also weird. And like it was so off-putting when you like got to know her. And I think that's what Megan Fox is. Like, I love that she's just like a hot weirdo.
Yes.
And like and I think she's very, very extremely self-aware, especially for a Taurus.
Yeah.
Like she is like
classic Taurus.
I mean,
that's loaded, Amanda. I don't know if I agree with you.
Tauruses are not self-aware. I just think that like she's like it's wild to me. Like
I think she's a lot of water, actually.
Yeah, she's a ton of water in her chart. And she's also psychic. Like there's that video. Have you seen it? I think it's a TikTok.
Of course.
Where where somebody's in the audience, like where she is, and like they literally was like Megan Fox, like was thinking about her, like Megan Fox, look at me, and she like looked directly at them.
Oh, I haven't seen that one. I thought you were gonna say one where she recites.
There is a point to be.
Oh, that
there's
too.
There's a point to be said that if someone stares at you for long enough, you're bound to look and be like,
no, she wasn't staring. Like she literally was like looking behind and like it like caught her. Like it was like a selfie video.
Psychic.
Oh, I don't think she actually has much water. She's a Leo moon, a Capricorn rising, a Taurus, Mercury, and then some Gemini. So she's got like some Gemini, Capricorn, Taurus, Leo. She's like all over the map.
I love it.
But the
Capricorn one. Okay, what does that mean?
Actually, water. Her Jupiter's in Pisces, but that's at that point it's more generational. That's not really personal.
Doesn't matter.
You guys aren't gonna like this comment, but you know, if you list enough of them out, you're gonna find a trait that they each say that describes a person. I'm just pointing out, like,
Anyway,
listed 5 of them,
just
and she's gonna relate to something that all 5
So,
of them say.
so
like,
yeah,
my main
so I
point
agree with
is
you.
like, I'm also loving this new era of gorgeous, funny women that you don't really would not expect to be funny in that way. Like Megan Fox, Chriselle Strauss, I think is one of the funniest people on the internet. She's doing it so well, and I wish I wasn't. I wish I was still freelancing sometimes, because I would write that story. I'd be like, Chriselle's doing it like nobody else is doing it right now. It's Lil Nas X level like art. She's so good. And her social media game. She is so funny. She is so funny.
She's not Lil Nas X funny though.
Not Lil Nas X. It's not that same way, but like that good way of playing the social media game.
That like okay, I can
Did you see her? Did you see her in G Flip's new video? Like the video was all about Chris. I was like, this is so great.
And all the memes. I saw one that was like me looking at like a friend who has a vape, like, or a jewel or whatever. Like it's like she's looking in this like it was so funny, and she's taking herself on one hand so seriously, but also she's like you're right, Amanda. Like she must know what it looks like. It looks so like funny, and you're right. She's got the Lil Nas X level of awareness. I think that's true.
I love it.
Yeah, I do too. I love her too. Maybe she'll even make it on SNL. Not herself, but you know she might be referenced.
I would love that.
That'd be
I wish she was.
I would unless they did like a Selling Sunset.
She does come from soaps. She has her soap background.
Yes, that's where she
could handle it.
She met Justin. I don't say his name.
Justin Hartley.
He is.
Don't say the name. But This Is Us finale will be next week, and it's gonna be crazy. But I think Chriselle.
And she's on.
I don't think they'll reference her because they would have a few weeks ago, if anything. Like that was like the most in the news. Yes, and like she like said that she is dating G Flip, which is super like to be in that room of everyone in Selling Sunset cast and be like, I'm dating someone who's non-binary. Like that takes balls and like go off. I love it.
It does. So true. I'm a fan.
I love it. I would have said if Christine Quinn didn't have such like ties to the gay community, because she's like a really big gay fan base.
Totally,
I think she would have had something to say about it. Just for storyline. Because that's what I think Christine's actually decently normal, but just does a lot for storyline, because she knows if it weren't for her, there would be no Selling Sunset.
She again, I love Christine and I love Chriselle. I love them both so much, like equally. I'm like, you guys are both equally good at friends.
I bet they're friends. Like, and I bet that they hang out in real life, and they're just like, we get thousands and thousands of dollars for being on the show because we are the core of the drama.
All the way to the bank, babe.
No,
that's what I would do.
Yeah,
and I was on watching live last night.
Who was Christine?
Christine.
Yeah,
and like making Erica Jane looking like a fool. Like,
that's a funny dynamic.
Like, I literally said Christine is. I texted my friend. I was like, Christine is what Erica Jane thinks she's doing.
Yes,
like
you're right. You're right.
Like so real.
Wait, that's such
so real.
Like Christine is everything.
I love that they were paired together too.
And it's literally like it's like
insane that they were paired together.
But also, why are we still? I don't know why we're still also like, why is Erica Jane like until we get a consensus?
I thought you were about to say why are we putting women against each other? I was like, I don't know, because we are.
No. I'm pitting myself against Erica Jane because why does she still have such a platform? Until she's proven innocent by the court of law, done.
Not even
get her out.
Not even that. She's genuinely a bad Real Housewife. She destroyed Beverly Hills. Like single-handedly. Her turning that show into a fashion show. And making all about her aesthetic and all that stuff. No, there's not ever. She is a horrible.
Literally,
one of the worst. Like
her in a room with Jen Shaw, with Christine Quinn, and with Hannah Berner.
Oh my god!
Imagine.
Don't do it.
Imagine.
It's like
imagine. Right. I love Hannah Berner though. But I love Hannah Berner. I can't not love her. But just imagine the drama that would be in that room. It would be incredible. And actually, we could throw Rinna in there too, or like Teresa Giudice, because like let's just get them all. Okay. Well.
Yeah. You want to play your favorite game, Rebecca?
SNL. I know my favorite game. So
the last time you'll do this all season.
I know.
This is because we're heading into the season finale. So you'll probably see some sort of Hollywood Dish iteration over the summer, but this is the last time we can do it.
We can play my favorite game
that we do, where we do Rebecca's favorite game. This is the last time it'll be applicable. So here it is, Rebecca. Here's your last time. Make it count.
Yes, I will. Okay. So out of all the topics we talked about today, so I'm going to recount: Cara Delevingne, Travis Scott, Stormy, Kravis, Kourtney and Travis getting married, Ukraine winning Eurovision, Ringling Bros Circus, Megan Fox jumpsuit, and any of the Real Housewives of Kardashian stuff. What do we think they'll mention on SNL this week? Don't defend your answer. Just say what it is.
Circus.
Okay.
Stormy.
Ooh. Okay.
Okay, I was gonna say Cara Delevingne.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
They could just do a BBMA segment.
Segment.
Get it all.
I think that would be really fun.
Yeah.
And that'd be a good pop culture sketch because like the last 3 in May, like we had, I liked the old timey one where we're talking about abortion and like this different, I thought that was really well done and like poignant and great. And then the Johnny Depp Amber Heard one, I'm sorry, I did not like that one at all. I will just say that. So I think for like the last cold open of the season, I think if we do pop culture that isn't as like heavy, like the Amber Johnny stuff, I think like a BBMA's sketch carpet. As a cold open, like the red carpet, I
could
think
be good.
It would unify the country. Would it not?
To be fair though,
really
if they were going to do any red carpet,
it would cure
done the Met Gala.
Big diseases.
They would have done the Met Gala red carpet if they were going to do red carpet.
That's harder to recreate as a set.
I agree with that.
That's hard.
Fair. That's expensive.
It's expensive.
Yeah, I mean, not that money is so much of an object over there.
Just like you got to create the staircase, you know. It's like
I think they'll talk about the George Bush saying Iraq instead of, what did he say instead of? Oh God, Ukraine, right?
Oh my God,
see, I'm pulling it. Oh my God. I didn't even read the full story.
See, that's how you know I'm in a hole. I missed all of this.
He said, here, I'll tell you right now. This was a moment. Yeah, he said he said Iraq instead of Ukraine. And it's like, okay, George that's like a celebrity trying to get themselves in the headlines, but it's not because like it's presidential serious matters. But it's like if it is just PR because he's in the mood to like sell some fit tea or something, then I could respect it for George.
Yeah.
He wants to like get all this the fab thing.
I wouldn't even say it's important. I wouldn't even say he is part of any sort of important presidential
He really
matters.
said the quiet part loud. Wow.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
Which
if he's
I
just
feel
trying
like
to get his name in there. He does.
Like, why do I think this is not the first time? Like, he just like said, like, will make headlines for just like being wrong. Well, besides when he's actually wrong, but like
no,
for
I
making
think this is like, and the crazy thing is like this type of stuff that he did. This was like the worst of how we talked, and not in terms of like practice and what they did, but in terms of like decorum in a president. Like this was like the worst that it ever got with him. His policies aside, like just like decorum, how he conducts himself, like. You know, and obviously if Donald Trump did this, it's like that's like nothing for him. So it's like this, exactly. So that's kind of like it's kind of nice to be like, oh, this is really like as bad as it got for president PR in the presidency.
Yeah. Well, I actually going to see Biden talk next weekend at my sister's commencement speaker.
Oh my goodness. Ooh, that'll be fun.
Congratulations to your sister.
Yes.
Congratulations. Rachel. She doesn't listen, so.
Well, then
so
don't congratulate.
She don't put it out there.
She's not welcome in this house.
This
is gonna be the one episode she listens to.
Also, congratulations to Dr. Taylor Swift, who got her honorary doctorate at NYU. I
gotta be honest, if I was graduating NYU, I would be so pissed that it's like, oh, Taylor Swift's graduating NYU, and like, congrats to you too. Like, I would be pissed.
Okay, I think.
Not because I need the attention.
It's an honorary doctorate.
It's because it would bother me that
all the time.
No, but like, it was
so many people have gotten the honorary whatever who's done less than Taylor Swift has. Honestly, I think she's done more than the average honorary doctorate.
I just wish she did on an off season, like the December graduation. Like, I don't know. It's also just her.
Shady. That's very shady.
It's also just her.
Wow.
That's the shadiest thing.
December graduation?
Guys, for the nerds.
Oh my God.
Push her to the nerds.
The nerds. Oh my God, Nicole, I graduated in December. Did you know that?
The nerds.
Oh.
The nerds.
I was an early grad.
I was not a nerd.
Nerds.
You should have seen my December graduation.
nerds.
It was folding chairs in the gym.
I didn't go.
It was folding chairs in the gym. I did so my grandparents. You know what? I walked so Kourtney could run because I walked in December just so my grandparents could be there.
You really set the stage for Travis's dad and MJ.
Well, that's the only reason
because they can't go to the wedding in Italy.
They were like, "Oh, wait, Rebecca had
the wedding,
Norman
which is in Italy
with her." So, yeah,
right. It was your graduation.
Italy, Ithaca, same thing.
Your real graduation was going to be in Italy, I guess. So they couldn't go to that part.
Yes. Yeah.
That's really nice of you to give them their own little moment in America, and then you did Italy.
Yeah, but then since it was a December graduation,
you're like your second graduation in Italy.
Yeah.
They fly us out, but it's just me. It's just me. It's no one else in the graduating class. Like, oh, Rebecca wants this. Let's send her out here. Anyway, speaking of
so fun.
Speaking of Italy, Nicole, what's going on the SNL Network this week?
We've got a lot going on. I mean, it's a big week. I feel like I have to keep reminding myself that it's the season finale. Mm-hmm. So we're right here right now. And then Saturday night, we have the Hot Take Show, which I will be at. I think I'm going to go to the show. So I will be at the dress rehearsal, and then I will go walk to my house, and then I will sit my butt down and talk. So that'll be fun. So if you're catching the Hot Take Show on Saturday, you will have my perspective after coming from dress. So definitely be there. But if you don't like me, John will also be there. TJ, who it's his birthday, I believe. Happy birthday, TJ.
Happy birthday, TJ.
Shout out to TJ. We say hello.
He popped in the chat earlier.
King that was so nice on his birthday. King compliment, happy birthday. And we'll see you on Saturday too, your birthday weekend. He'll be spending with us. And then Anthony Conway. Right. So it's gonna be a really good squad for the finale. We're breaking down it's the last Hot Take Show of the season. So I'm so excited to be there. And then we're going to have the round table on Monday, same deal, just deeper dive into this. We're going to probably talk a little about the season, but really more of the episode. And that's going to be John again hosting, Bill Kenny, Sammy K, and Victoria Franzo. And they're going to just be on there Monday-ish. And then we have the patron feedback show. And this will be a little bit different. John and Andrew Haskell, an OG superfan, will be co-hosting the show. And then we're going to have a bunch of patrons calling in and just giving their thoughts and their opinions, questions. So it's going to be like a more open house kind of thing. So if you're a patron, definitely be like, get excited for that. And if you're not, you can always join patreon.com/the SNL Network. A lot of really fun perks like that. So yeah. And then we're going to have summer content, but this is our last, earnest week of content, of like our normal scheduling. So definitely join us on the Hot Take Show and everything else we're up to. Yeah. Amanda, thank you so much for joining us.
As for Hollywood Dish, though, it's not a goodbye. It's see you later. We're going to figure out our summer schedule because we do go before the SNL episodes, but also how else would you guys know anything about pop culture without listening? So we'll figure stuff out.
How would we know anything?
How would they know how orange juice boxes are made?
Exactly.
We still don't.
Oh my God, a callback.
They know about the 90s. How would they know about the 90s and the eyebrows?
We'll post on SNL Network once we figure out a more concrete.
But also DM us and tell us what you want to see from us this summer. Because we just want to do
what you want.
Oh, that sounded really good.
Did it really? Are you just lying? You're lying.
No, usually you don't sound good, but that was pretty good.
Okay, I can do better.
That's how I'm honest.
I'll do off camera. That's fair.
Usually you're like slightly below average, and that was pretty good.
Wow, slightly below average. Wow,
I know, but that's how you give a really meaningful compliment is if you actually make a backhanded insult.
Yeah,
that's how you know
which is fair.
Thank you. It is so fair. That's how you know I'm not lying.
Like my mom's like, I love you because I have to.
Totally.
No, I'm kidding. She's never said that. She's an angel.
My mom would never say that. I would be so upset.
My mom wouldn't. If she heard me say that here, she'd be like, "Oh my God, you have to tell me don't say that."
Did I really say that to you?
Yeah, I feel. Amanda, so as I introduced you, so you have a lot going on. You do a lot of cool things. So tell the people where they can find you and just like anything you want to promote, plug, anything.
Yes, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Loch Ness Manda. That's like the scary Scottish monster, the one that definitely exists. If dinosaurs don't exist, the Loch Ness Manda definitely does.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I'll believe that.
Those are where the fossils come from.
That's where the fossils
I
are.
believe in fossils.
It's all just Loch
Ness Manda fossils. You don't have to believe in dinosaurs in order to believe in fossils, because now we know where they came from.
Yeah, duh.
I know. I was like,
I went around town and I just bobbed it like a bunch of bones randomly. I was like, funny, right?
Got him.
Everyone's like, where'd you get the bones? I'm like, none of your business.
You don't have to know. Just
don't
know
worry about
the
it.
Loch Ness Manda.
And then I could successfully dupe like thousands and thousands of people into studying that, just like the little bones that I just like dropped around.
How long has your handle been Loch Ness Manda?
Oh,
I love it.
I love it too. It's so cool.
I'm curious if it was like an OG like screen name on AIM type of thing that just
was
stuck
not.
with you.
No. It was like, I tried to do the name thing for a bit, and then it just I don't even know when it became that. I have to look.
It just really it really like it's very memorable. Also, your Twitter presence is just fun, and you always like your header. You like change it every now and then, and I feel like it's a really good way to kind of know what era you're in.
Yes, I'm in my Girls Have Eva era.
Amanda got called out on Twitter after we did the roundtable like 2 weeks ago for Benedict Cumberbatch, and we were saying that like Amanda and I like just don't care about him. We don't know anything about him. And someone searched in Benedict Cumberbatch on Amanda's Twitter, got so much content about her tweets about Benedict Cumberbatch.
All from 2014 too.
It was
that's insane.
And my response was, my thoughts about him are that he's a lizard.
Wait, that's
like,
really
it's like okay.
And
so
by the transitive property,
like, I still have.
He doesn't exist. If lizards are dinosaurs, he doesn't exist.
Oh my god, like we just invalidated his whole experience.
I'm just saying. So like
that was. I saw that. I like cackled.
So it's like yes, go ahead, do that. But also like first of all, it was a Benedict Cumberbatch stan who was like, "Thank you so much for respecting him." I was like, "Girl," I think he's a lizard.
No.
Like, also, one of the tweets was Well, also one of the tweets was like something about like the search for Legally Blonde, the YouTube MTV show. Like it was like that, right? Literally just word jumbled. Like
it was like watching clips from Legally Blonde the musical, The Search for the Elwoods, Benedict Cumberbatch, Kermit the Frog on YouTube, and the person said, "Shout out to Darren for knowing and respecting the host. I did find it interesting how Amanda said she didn't have an opinion on Benedict Cumberbatch."
My opinion is that like
4 tweets.
His name looks like Scrabble tiles.
It does. Also, like, that's my opinion. Do the syllables, and you know exactly who I'm talking about, like Binkadink Koopadoop, and you know who it is.
Like when on Comedy Bang Bang when Scott Aukerman is like Hot Saucerman.
Yeah. You just know. No, you can say anything with the right number of syllables and the right cadence, and you know.
Comedy Atcherman. Like all these things.
Right,
it's all
same
the same
thing.
things.
Totally.
Like, also, like his name is a bunch of syllables slapped together.
Yeah, it's kind of iconic though.
It doesn't exist.
No, I'm like booby dicked.
Booby dicked.
Oh my god. Okay, sorry for the guys. We're so sorry. There's a Benedict Cumberbatch stan in the chat, but if you are, then come for us. We deserve it.
Yeah. If you're watching right now, specific Benedict Cumberbatch fan,
I could never stand a lizard.
If you're watching, like reach out to us and
I'm like,
do a lizard emoji. Tweet a lizard emoji, but no context. Just do a lizard emoji, and we'll see it. We'll notice.
If I'm any
our
kind
little
of a
inside
reptile
joke
girl, I'm a frog girl. I'm not a I'm not a lizard girl. Is a lizard a reptile?
Oh, frogs and reptiles are so different.
I think
they
lizards
are
reptiles.
Yeah, frogs aren't dinosaurs. Like frogs aren't fossil related.
I do have a traumatic frog story that I'll share another time. Anyway, so I'm just leaving that cliffhanger. Okay, wait, besides Twitter,
you can also go read my beauty like writing work over at Refinement 29. Yeah. You can listen to my America's Next Top model podcast. It is called America's Next Top Best Friend. We are finishing up this series of Australia. We'll be done with Australia after this. It's been a wild ride. I cannot stop doing an Australian accent to the point where my friend on Wednesday asked me to please stop doing that horrible accent.
Do the rest of your plugs.
I can't do it on command anymore. It's like just like one of those things.
I get that. I relate to that.
I can only say one thing, and it's Kourtney act.
Kourtney act. Yeah.
Kourtney act.
I have another podcast called It's Top Chef, not Top Podcast. It's the first time on this SNL network I've ever said the name of that podcast correctly. I had to mentally focus on it solely. It's a podcast about Top Chef. We recap Top Chef. That's what I'm gonna go watch, or at least finish. I mean, I don't know. It's on right now. And other than that, that's pretty much it. You can find all those podcasts pretty much wherever you listen to podcasts. And I like you all very much.
Oh,
we like
love
you
too.
Yeah.
I guess we don't know each other
She
that
said
well.
like. She said like.
Yeah, we
and
like
she
you
made
too.
a point to say like.
Yeah,
I said like.
We like you very much. I don't think, because I'm being very blunt today. I don't know that we love you, because we don't like. I don't even think I love.
We have only been together for an hour.
We're
and like,
behind the scenes. I met Amanda at the round table. I met the round table. I met Amanda at the round table, and we're like talking before we go on here, and I like just roasted her, and I was like, "I'm sorry, I don't know you well. I regret doing that."
She
like,
did.
So we're not at a love place, but maybe we'll get there.
No.
Yeah,
I don't. Yeah, love is like,
it's strong.
Love is a big word, and
this
I
was
don't
our first date, like guys.
I know.
This was our first
date. I hope it went well.
But I
do silently afterwards
it went
by
well.
ourselves.
Guys, let us know if you think it went well. Anyway, you can find me at barbecue. I've been really dry on any content because I'm really busy working. But
get some barbecue
always
sauce
hit me up.
back on those bones.
I know. Well, I did post
the dryness.
I posted a funky and questionable TikTok. I was like, I've been off of TikTok for a while, posting wise, and I posted one, and it only confirmed the comments I get in text from my friends is the reason why I can't be on TikTok or let anyone I know follow me. So,
is it just a bunch of like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah, no. Texts? So this is okay. So I do have to say,
I get
something.
those sometimes.
I did, and I think we have the Hollywood dish receipts that gorgeous girls love soup is obviously a really big trend on TikTok. But I think I was a very early adopter to it, and I actually talked about it on here. And I would make a TikTok every time I was near soup and I was going through a soup phase, with that sound. And then when it became popular, I was like, done. I'm not doing that anymore. But yeah, so I have another one cooking right now in the brains. Yeah, it's a lot of "Are you okay?" text. Really, a lot of things I do are just, "How are you? Are you okay?" So that's why my content's been a little dry, because I might not be okay right now. So I'm not.
I feel you. And
you can find thanks for joining, Amanda. That was fun.
Yes, of course. Thank you for having me, guys.
Yeah, so this was so fun, and we'll definitely let you know when we're doing our summer content. We'd love to have you back. This was so much fun, and also we're gonna keep my whole astrology or my birthday, summer birthdays. Also, I realized we're all back to back. We've got a Cancer, Leo, and a Virgo in the house, so we're all back to back to back. But yeah, so I'm fully intending to like hijack really the entire SNL network in its entirety. I'm really working on hijacking it for the astrology agenda. Like that's my long-term goal.
I thought you were saying you were hijacking it.
Is Mr. John Schneider withholding with his birth information? As if I feel like he might
no, he's a Leo like me.
Do we know his entire chart?
Yeah, I've done it for him a few times.
I mean, of course he's a Leo.
He's got some Scorpio. I know. We're both Leos, and it's so much
Scorpio.
Leo energy.
What does it mean?
It's like
we'll talk about this after.
Sign. Yeah, but he's a Virgo too. His big three, I think, are Leo, Scorpio, Virgo, actually, which makes so much sense.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, so I think we are gonna actually get some more astrology content going up in here, and I'm not denying that it's like an agenda to like take over. I'm putting it in like
it's a coup.
Yeah, it's fully like I'm like saying it right now. I'm manifesting it, and I'm just like being honest. So like, don't be surprised.
Whole body rebellion, babe.
Fully, like, don't be surprised, and you should expect nothing less. But you can just find me personally at Nicole Rovine. I got my TikTok back a few months ago. Thank God. I always have to just be grateful.
Got her Instagram back. She's back.
I got my Instagram back too. Oh, I even forgot about that. I was hacked. Exciting. I'm sorry. Apologies again to anyone who I DM'd when I was hacked. It wasn't me modeling. It wasn't me cryptoing. It wasn't me. So I'm back. Wasn't me. I'm back on everything. And then I'm just hanging out on all those things. And then you can follow us at the SNL Network on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. If you're watching on YouTube right now, make sure you subscribe, like the video, comment, tell us what you like, leave a lizard emoji if you want. And then also any podcast network or platform, if you want to leave us a review or 5 stars, we love that. You can even leave us 4. You could leave us 4 stars and give us really constructive feedback. I like that. I like 4 stars with really good feedback. I almost prefer that to 5 stars. And John,
you know what's better
hate
than
that I said that.
than 5 stars? I was gonna say, what's better than 4 stars? 5. All right.
Yeah, I love a 4-star with a really amazing feedback and blessings counted. That's amazing, and I appreciate that. Yeah, so just follow us. We're doing a lot of fun stuff. The season is ending, but we have so much planned for the summer, so keep following along, and it's going to be a good ride, and it's been a great season. Thanks, everybody who was here for our inaugural Hollywood Dish season. It's been so much fun, and thank you for everything, everybody. We appreciate it.
Yeah. It's not a goodbye. It's a see you later.
It's a see you later.
See you soon.
Yeah. And thanks again, Amanda. This was so much fun.
Yes.
And everybody, have a good one.
I always love it here. Bye.